What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of So Much Hype. This is a show where three friends chat about video games and occasionally get off topic. I'm your host, 8-Bit Matt. I'm joined by two of my fantastic friends, Charlie
Hello, hello.
and Kevin.
Hey.
Thanks for joining me this week, guys. And we've got a lot to cover, but we definitely won't go over like we did last week. That was lots of news and lots of stuff to discuss. But before we get into our topics, we need to chat about what games have we been playing this week. I'll start it off this time. I have been playing, obviously, got to play my Duelist, got to play my Destiny, but I've been getting back into HOTS, or Heroes of the Storm. I just started playing the Hero League this week after waiting for a while, and I like it so much better than quick matches. You're able to build a team. You can see what the enemy's picking. You can see what you're picking. By you picking, you can see what your teammates are picking, and chat with them. And everyone, every game I play with, we've worked as a team. We're talking about, oh, okay, you're going to build a heal. You got a healer. All right, I got the tank. I'll get DPS. We're like, ooh, we're looking a little weak on this. It's been nice. So the community of that is pretty enjoyable so far. So I'm happy with it. Yeah, can't complain.
Do you feel like they should introduce that earlier to have people get more hooked to it?
No, I don't think so, because I have some complaints about it. For example, the only heroes you can play are the ones that you have unlocked.
Wow. Okay.
So like the free ones, you can't even play those, which is a little weird for me. So you have to have at least 10 heroes unlocked. So it's kind of weird in that sense, but no, when you're starting that game out, anything to just get you into a game faster and play is more important than building strategy. Because if that's your first game, you're like, I don't know all the heroes yet. You know,
it's intimidating.
Yeah, it's too overwhelming.
What's the rewards like? What kind of gold do you get?
You get the same rewards as you get anywhere else. You might get more XP.
Okay.
It was tough to say because I did it by myself, so I was still getting pretty solid XP, and playing with friends, you get that XP boost. But in terms of additional bonuses, I have no idea what you get for higher Hero League levels.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I didn't lose a match, so I don't know if you can lose Hero League XP, or if it's only a linear progression. That I don't.
When does the Diablo stuff come out?
I think next week, if I'm looking at my calendar. I think they said the 30th, so I think that's next week. So, but at least I don't know if all of it comes out at once or if it's like a map. They're gonna trickle it out. But yeah, I'm excited for that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a map and like 2 new characters. One was the monk and the other was the
3 new characters.
Skeleton King.
There's the Butcher,
And the Butcher.
the Monk, and the Skeleton King, plus the map. So, I mean, that's a significant drop if they're going to drop all that next week. So we'll see.
Life after launch.
Yeah, man. My favorite thing about it, though, the reason that pulled me back in is because I got an email that was like, oh, hey, if you played 100 games of Hearthstone, you get a free Hearthstone card mount in HOTS. I was like, all right, I want that mount. Give me that card. So I got it.
Sweet.
But yeah, Charlie, what have you been playing?
Man, oh man. Well, there's 2 things on the PS4 that just launched, which I haven't been able to touch yet. PlanetSide 2
Boom.
is out now on console. And then Drive Club comes out for free tomorrow.
What?
Yep.
I didn't know about
on
that.
PlayStation Plus. So after a year of them saying it, we'll get it for free. We got it for free.
Hot
finally.
dog. Can't wait to play that.
Soak that in. But for now, I'm playing Batman Arkham Knight.
Of course.
It looks good. It's clean. It's solid. It's more Batman, so get ready for that. But gadget galore, gadgets and customized gear, and now you have the Batmobile, which also turns into a tank.
Boom.
And it feels pretty laid out pretty well. You've got enough room around the map to do what you got to do.
Okay.
Controller layout's a little funny. I recommend switching that when you can.
Okay.
Apparently, like the brake button or what would usually be the brake button, L2, is it's like it turns your Batmobile into a tank.
Interesting.
So it kind of takes a lot to get used to. You have to hit X to brake or reverse.
Oh, yeah, that's a little weird. So
So,
let me
but
ask you this. Does the tank feel right for Batman?
yeah, it's fine for me. I mean, I'm not a fanboy, so
Okay.
it's doesn't really take me out of the element at all
Okay, cool.
per se.
Okay.
Now they just I did pick this up when I bought a new um, graphics card. I got this Batman game and I got Witcher 3 for free. So
Sweet.
that was an incentive. So there's been a lot of issues apparently with the PC port.
I've heard that.
They've actually suspended sales.
Oh, God.
So that's how serious it is. But I'm sitting here playing it and really not having any issues. So I'm
One
kind
of
of
the lucky
surprised.
ones.
I'm assuming it has to do maybe with people not updating their drivers or some people with AMD cards
Oh,
are kind
sure.
of struggling. So, but so far it's been a lot of fun. Runs really well in my opinion, in my experience,
Good,
and
good.
looks good. And I think it's going to be a solid game once I get a couple more hours in here.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that you're not part of the majority there getting a terrible experience. I always hate when that happens. To
Yeah,
anyone ready to enjoy a game, especially one as exciting and hyped as the new Batman Arkham Knight.
exactly.
So yeah, glad you're not experiencing those troubles, and hope people that are get them resolved soon. Kevin, what games you been playing?
So I've finished XCOM. Y'all know that.
Killing it.
Yep. Well, I didn't play through the second time on Iron Man because it was like maybe the second mission and I already had someone die because my heavy missed a guaranteed kill on 2 aliens and instead took out the cover of my ally, and my ally just exposed and died.
That's the biggest shame ever.
Yeah, so as soon as that happened, I'm like, screw this, I'm playing something else. And so I started up Mass Effect 2 again, playing through that whole
I saw
story.
you jump on that.
Yeah, so I could play Mass Effect 3 and then play that all the way through again because I didn't get the DLC yet.
Nice.
So it's something that I'm
It's
looking
great stuff.
hmm I'm waiting to, go to the what is it, Omega 4 Relay. I just got through the first batch of uh, people to recruit, so this is
Awesome.
kind of like open world moment for me.
Nice. Well, good deal. Any other games?
Well, there's also HOTS, obviously.
Hot.
Yo, Kevin, you need to download the Longest War mod for XCOM. It's a
Yeah,
totally new game. I'll send you the link, but it changes everything.
Well, can you describe what the Longest War mod does?
So it adds a lot of new. How should I say this? It adds new gear. It adds a whole nother level of weapons. It adds new customization. You can go into battle with 8 people.
Oh,
They throw a lot more units at you. It stretches out the campaign a lot
Interesting.
longer than before. And there's a ton of other things like you have new gadgets, new items. It's totally different, and it's a new way to experience it. I think you'd like it a lot.
Nice.
probably would. Yeah, definitely send me that. Is it like hard to install at all, or would I have
Um,
to like go into folders or something?
no, I believe you just the one
I mean,
thing you might have to do, you might have to install it. No, you might have to do a fresh install and then install it,
Ew.
and you shouldn't have a problem there. But go ahead and try. I'll give you the information. You just download it, install it, and it should pop up that way too.
I mean, it's not like I haven't done anything like this before. I've
Yeah.
just always, I've had issues with these kinds of things before. So
Well, I got it to work, so if I get it to work, I'm sure you can.
Boom.
yeah, I mean, I know how to dig through folders, so
Cool.
I'll figure it out.
Well, cool deal. Well, thanks, guys, for sharing those. Let's get on to our topics. We had a huge week with, wrapping up Game of Thrones, E3 happening. We're bringing it back to our regularly scheduled program here where we have 3 topics. This week we have 1 question from the community or our comments section. And then, of course, we have our off-topic tail end of the show. And again, no one has put or sent us a message about our so much hype bundle that we've been building for free games over here. So I'm putting it at the beginning. If you want to know about it, go watch some of the tail end of our other episodes, and you'll learn how to get free games. On to our topics this week. It's all about indie games, crowdsourcing, things of that nature. And to start it off, we will do our comment suggestion from the our fans or followers, whatever you want to call them. We'll come up with a fun name for them. But Cidian asks us, are there any crowdfunded, greenlit, or indie games that we are looking forward to? Charlie, why don't you start us off with this one? Because people might not like your answer.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I haven't been too much. I haven't really been hunting too much on the Kickstarter front. I just kind of catch it on the tail end when it comes out. But
That's fine.
in regards to greenlit games, I've been looking at that Ark Survival Evolved game. It's been on the top seller of the Steam charts for the past couple of weeks, and I'm just letting it patch up for a little bit, and then I'll probably hop on board. But it looks like a lot of fun, and I haven't really, I guess I haven't really gotten too involved where these games where you just start out with nothing and you work your way up to, different stuff.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to jumping into that.
And that's the one where you get to like ride dinosaurs and stuff, correct?
Yeah, you come into the world naked, and then you end up with
Oh yeah.
machine guns and stuff as time goes on.
I'm in. It sounds good. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that game. So
Are you in? Are you going to buy a copy?
I haven't yet, but if you buy one, I'll buy one, and I bet we can get Kevin to buy one, and then
Right.
we'll make a tribe. There's so much hype tribe.
There you go.
Boom. Guys, let us know if you want to join in on that. That'll be fun. Let's do it. Kevin, what about you? Any indie games? I know you have crowdfunded some games in the past. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so from what I mentioned before, I do have Pillars of Eternity.
There you go.
And then I'm also looking forward to Shenmue 3. I've also said that before in a previous episode. So that's pretty neat to look forward to. But then there's one that's already out. They actually got 50% off on Steam.
Ooh.
It's a Massive Chalice.
Oh, that's the Double Fine game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was free on Xbox One for this month.
Oh, there you go. Can you still get it, or does it only free for the beginning of the month?
No, you can still get it. as far
Boom,
as I
there you go.
understand.
You guys got Xbox One, grab it. How is it? Have you played it, Charles?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. It's kind of a mix of XCOM and something else, but it's pretty cool because it has this system where you have your warrior, and when he grows older, you can have him join a kingdom. Like he can retire early per se,
Okay.
and just stay in his castle and have kids. And there's this big lineage thing to it that makes it really interesting.
So almost like a little bit of the, what is it? Rogue Legacy kind of has that where you have ancestors and they have different traits.
Right, so I would say
Okay.
it's a mix of Rogue Legacy and XCOM. It's
Oh.
kind of what you're looking at, but it's made by the Tim Schafer guys at Double Fine,
Yeah.
and they haven't really popped anything out in a while, so it's definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
Except these two stones talk to each other the whole time, which is kind of weird.
Stones talking to each other. Interesting.
So really, all that Kevin has to do is just drop some dollars on an Xbox One.
I need him to get
he'll have the game.
I need him to get a PS4 first. Don't.
That's true.
So
Yes, first, but I mean it's $10 on Steam right now. So.
yeah, grab that. Go for it. So I'll tell you, you guys know me. I love indie games. They have so much passion and dedication behind them, and I enjoy them. I back a lot of them on Kickstarter. I backed Duelist, like you guys know. Obviously, I cover that. But one that I backed a while ago that I'm super excited for once it comes out is Hyper Light Drifter. If you haven't seen this game, go check it out. It looks amazing. It is basically a top-down Zelda-like style game, but the combat is incredibly fast-paced. I'm trying to think of a speed, an equivalent speed, but significantly faster than Zelda. But you've got different weapons, and there's a little more RPG elements to it. You can level up weapons, level up different guns, get different swords, and I think there's like a hub world and stuff. Again, a lot of it's still in development, but I've got a beta or alpha build of it on my machine, and I'll go back and play it just because it is fantastic. I should probably load a video of that up. But I'm really excited for it. The world just feels awesome. It's got some of the guys who made a game called Samurai Gun. So I don't know if you've played that, but it's
nice.
it's got some of the art developers from that game on it as well, or the developer from that game on it.
Is it the fast-paced style of?
Yeah, I would say it's very comparable to Samurai Gun, or if you've played Towerfall, one of my favorite indie games of all time. It is around a little faster than Towerfall, I would say.
Oh wow, I'll have to check that out.
So it's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I think when I backed it, I put a lot of money into it, so I'm getting like three or four copies. So we might be able to give one of those away here once I get my hands on those. Let's see if there are any other indie games that I'm excited about. I mean, Shenmue 3. I don't even know if I consider that an indie game. It's definitely crowdsourced, but looking forward to how that pans out as well. But yeah, I think that's it. That's it for me in terms of indie games. Oh no, there is one, and this one might sell me on buying an Xbox One. Two. There's Cuphead. We talked about that on E3. That game looks fantastic with its art style. And there's a game called Rivals of the Aether. And I just recently stumbled upon this game, but to bundle it down, it looks and feels like a 8-bit Smash Brothers. So go look it up, and apparently it's coming out for PC and Xbox One later this year. And it just looks fun. It looks very simple, clean style, but again, has that Smash Brothers feel. It's got the stock lives, the percent health, the platforms. So it definitely took a lot of inspiration from Smash Brothers, but it's using like one of the characters is like a raccoon with daggers. So it looked really cool, and I got lost in that world for a day or two. So it might be worth checking out some of those games. We're going to segue into our next topic a little bit because it's all about indies. And do you guys think that indie games have kind of become mainstream? Are they more, you hear them talked about more at the E3 conferences and things like that? So do you guys think, Kevin, we'll start with you on this one. Do you think those indie games have become mainstream?
I don't think they'll ever become mainstream or that they are now. They've certainly gotten more popular and gotten more attention because, I want to say like the idea, the attitude of kind of the gamers nowadays is, a little bit less time. It's more, fast paced, not as long. Take, for instance, Dota, and now it's HOTS. That's the big popular one because it's 15-minute games. No one has time anymore, or less time, to spend like 30 minutes to an hour on a Dota game or just something else like that. And so, indie games is definitely where it's at if you want just a quick fix on video games. So, but I don't think they'll ever become mainstream.
All right. Charlie, you got anything to add to that? What are your thoughts on indie games hitting mainstream?
Let's be honest here. Xbox One and PS4 are pretty much relying on indie games to fill in the gaps for their lack of first-party support.
Sure.
So that's something you got to consider. Every month they're throwing free games at you if you have the Gold and PlayStation Plus.
Right.
So when you look at it that way, I think being more widely available to consumers, casual and more experienced gamers alike, you'll definitely see those kind of trending and becoming more accepted by everyone.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of you. Like, I really am leaning towards them becoming mainstream. Now they'll never be as large of successes as those AAA, those first-party games, but I think they're definitely filling in the gap, and I think it will continue to do so. Especially, if an indie developer, a team of like 5 or 6 people, can push their game to, PC, PS4, Xbox One, Wii U if they want. Just giving them more platforms to push it on just opens that door up. And again, they're not restricted to some of the, like the budget things. Now, granted, their graphics may not be as vast, but their ideas and visions can, I think, really start to rival some of those AAA party games, and at least keep them innovating. Right now, it may take longer and longer to get the next Fallout. Right, like who knows how many years Fallout 5 will be away, but they might look at some of these indie games and draw inspiration from some of their mechanics. So I think indie games are just starting to be kind of people put a spotlight on them, and I think it'll evolve from that, because you'll start coming back to certain studios like Supergiant. Is that the name? The guys who made Transistor and Bastion. I mean, I consider them an indie studio. They're very small, but their games are top notch, and they will only get better, and that will push the industry as a whole upward and on to creating new, awesome experiences.
Well said.
Yeah, cool. Well, that was an easy topic. On to topic number 3. And this one, I feel like we're going to get into the weeds a little bit here. Let me set up with a scenario for you after I ask the question too. How do you gauge how big of a gamer someone is when you first meet them? Like, what are the things you are looking for? Are you looking for, are there key words that stand out to you? Are there things they say, games they play? What is it, Charlie? Tell me, when you're talking to someone, whether it's a bar, what are those things that help you kind of gauge, like, is this person a serious gamer, or are they just a casual gamer?
Well, I don't know if you saw that article from PC Gamer where Rust had an update to its mechanics of the game, and when you start out the game, your penis is only as big as your Steam library. So
what you're telling me is you're packing in that game.
I guess I would. I don't even own the game, but if I did, I'm pretty sure I'd be the talk of the town. Now, with that said, I mean, the older you get, you kind of run in with a certain group of people that you play games with.
Sure.
So, and you just kind of judge the person by the types of games they play. Mm-hmm. Some people just play sports games the whole time. Some people just play Call of Duty. I usually like to hang around with people that play, a variety of games, which is, mostly entertaining for the most part. So I try to look for someone, who's kind of got a broad sense of different types of games and different types of genres.
Okay. But so let me set it up this way for you. So you've just met someone. They're like, oh, they're like, oh, someone told me you play games. I love playing Madden. Like, what are you into? Does that, after, asking some additional questions, you find out the only game they maybe play is Madden. Do you rate them as just a casual player in terms of like the broad spectrum, or do you be like, oh man, this person's like, do they need to play more than one type of game to consider them a gamer in your eyes?
Well, yeah, obviously that would be anybody who just plays Madden and Call of Duty, and that's it. I would consider them a casual gamer.
Okay.
While they might, in some sense, they might play that game to the best of their ability, which is something to be admirable about.
Absolutely.
Because some people just pick up another game the next week and keep going.
Right.
So that's something to consider as well.
Kevin, what about you, man? What are your thoughts on this? What are those key moments when you're like, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy's got skill.
It's well, if it's like in conversation or something like that, then if they pick up like maybe a joke I'll throw out, or about like an old game that I played as a child, that I would expect them or any other gamer to have played, like Ocarina of Time.
Old school on them, huh?
Yeah, like an old classic. If someone doesn't get it, then they're not a gamer.
Okay.
But I think I would agree with Charlie on this one, where if they just play one type of game, like all sports or all first-person shooters, yeah, I'll consider them casual. If they're going out of their way, to find some other games, or spends more than just a few hours a week, playing it,
Sure.
I think it would consider him a gamer.
Okay.
Based on that.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. Like, it's interesting because, a lot of my gaming friends are back home where I'm from. I've moved away now. So when people are like, "Oh, hey, yeah, Matt plays games," and they're like, "Oh, cool, I'm a gamer," and then they start talking to me, they're like, "Oh, well, man, I love games. I play Call of Duty, or, some of them like FIFA is really big here, or they might even play even just a Dota." And it's like, okay, well, the only game they're really interested in is the MOBA genre. It's like, do I value the MOBA genre higher than I value the Call of Duty genre? In some aspects, I think I do, just because of the complexity of that game type. But it's interesting because I've definitely gone down into the weeds talking about games, and I can just see this like glaze over their eyes. They're like, "Oh, I was hoping you could play Call of Duty with me."
I know the feeling.
And it's like, man, it's like I completely misjudged this, like, and that's, again, my fault. When I hear the words, "Oh, I'm a gamer," I assume that you play multiple genres. And even if you play only one genre, as long as you like keep up to date with it, right? You like check out E3 and you're like, "Oh, cool, FIFA's coming out with a new one. I know it's coming out. Awesome." Or, "Hey, I know Fallout's coming out. I'm not a fan of it, but are you excited about it?" Just having those kind of dialogues and those conversations is kind of what I associate with. If you can talk about the industry and talk about things that are going on, you're a gamer. So it does, like I said, you can play one type, but if you can talk about the industry or the gaming genres at large, you're still a gamer in my book. Because again, there's some that I'm not interested in or I'm not very good at, but I still like talking about them and figuring out what people like about them. So, yeah. Anything else to add to that? Are there words that you're not a gamer? What's a buzzword, Kevin, that you hear? They're like, "Oh, you're not a gamer."
Yeah, well, it's like, oh yeah, you play games. I play games too. You should play Candy Crush with me. It's like,
Oh, mobile games, huh? That's we didn't even get it in that. Oh, but yeah, guys. So that wraps it up for our video game topics this week. So, like I said, let us know if there are any indie Kickstarter games that you're interested in. If there are, you think indie games have made it to the mainstream, or are they still technically indie games? They're not mainstream yet. And again, let us know what are those key factors that help you define someone as a gamer or not a gamer, or casual to a hardcore. I'm looking forward to reading those comments in the section below. And on to our off-topic section. Last couple of weeks, we've been talking about movies and TV shows, but we're going to talk about a little different category this week, and it's all about tech and gadgets. So I got a question for you, Kevin. What is the next piece of tech you either want to buy or want to be able to buy?
well,
Go for it.
you already know me. I mean, this is my answer, but I still need a PS4.
You do. That doesn't count. That's just
Yeah, I know. I
because
know, I'm
that's
just kidding.
you have to have one. What do you
Uh,
want to buy?
well, I feel like I might get a little flack for this, but
Hmm?
I have been looking at the Oculus Rift ever since was in its Kickstarter phase.
Yeah.
And so I've been keeping a not fairly close eye on it. The big announcements I've been keeping track of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit skeptical about where it's going right now ever since Facebook picked it up, but I mean, that just means they have an endless budget, so it could be a good thing.
Capital. Tons of
It,
capital.
yeah, either way, it definitely speeds up the process on when it will be released, I'm sure.
They've already
So,
announced that. Comes out
yeah.
first quarter,
Oh, well,
2016.
there you go. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, dude, I am with you. Before I buy it though, I need a way to try it. I want to put it on and experience it. Now, granted, if the price point is nice, I might just pick one up for the sake of it. But I want to experience it before I throw money at it. And that's that seems silly, but I think it's one of those things that's going to be very difficult to market. But if it works like they advertise it and they talk about it, having those demo stations set up, whether it's their own store or in like Best Buys, I guess, or GameStop's, like I'll go try it out for that. But yeah, I'm interested. That's just one thing I want to see where it goes. And PlayStation's got their own Morpheus going on. I think Valve has one working on. They're working with one on HTC. So I want to see what's going on with the market before I throw money at it. But I'm intrigued. I've been wondering if this is the next step for first person shooters or first person games where you remove the the view element of it and put that just on the headset itself. So if I look left, I can still be moving and aiming straight ahead, right? But I'm looking to the left, I'm looking to the right, and kind of changing the way I experience a game, right? Granted, that might give me an edge in games if I'm playing someone who doesn't have Oculus, but that's okay.
Interesting.
So I'm looking forward to those type of advancements in the tech that let me, take away some of those almost like non-intuitive controls and add them to, just the gestures of me looking around and movement, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I wanna know more about it. Charlie, what about you, man? What's that next piece of tech that you want to pick up?
Oh, I don't. Again, like you guys were saying, just want to try out the Morpheus or even the Steam one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see what kind of backing the Steam one has because I like the design of it. From what I can tell, I'm surprised they didn't have anything going on at E3. I don't know if they have their own thing coming up or what.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how far along that one is.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just personally, maybe getting a new rig or something beginning of next year.
New PC rig.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So just kind of seeing where the budget goes and whatnot, but
Okay.
nothing really comes to mind off the bat. I kind of have everything I need at the moment, just waiting for Metal Gear Solid to come out and then coast my way through the end of the year.
Fair enough. Now here's the question: would you want to play Metal Gear Solid in Oculus Rift?
Probably not because it's a third person.
That's not the. Don't think about the logistics. Would you want to play that game with Oculus?
If I had to have, the thing is I don't know, like, if I can just have a regular controller in my hand and then put that thing on, sure.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I guess. I mean, I guess it turns a 32-inch into like a 100-inch screen TV because it's right up on your eyes.
Well, I mean, I almost imagine it, right? So it can still be third person, but, instead of moving the camera around, like, granted, maybe there's still a way to move the camera around, but I can, move my head and look in different angles and maybe be able to see even more than just a standard third person would give me, right? I can, lean over and I'm, looking around corners or giving myself extra vision.
A lot of games have you notice when you play a lot of cinematic scenes in games or whatever, little cut scenes, you can move your vision around.
Right.
I imagine that, that's all in preparation of, maybe getting ready for this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This next step. But, I mean, Metal Gear Solid is just going to be cutscenes the whole time, so.
That's true.
It's a movie.
We'll have to see, but I embrace if you've read Ready Player One.
It's on my bookshelf. It's not. I'm almost there.
You're almost there, huh?
Yeah, I'm reading a couple other things right now. So.
All right. Well, I'm ready to embrace the future of socializing through internet, I suppose.
Yeah, let's make it happen. All right. Well, as for me, guys, like you guys know, I'm a huge backer on Kickstarter. So I've already bought it, or I've backed it, however you want to. I should say I've already backed it, because buying it is not what you do on Kickstarter. But I have backed a pair of headphones that is lit by laser light. So they look like Tron. Like it's literally glowing laser light emitting from the strands of the earbuds all the way to the headphone jack. And they'll be able to pulse to the music, as well as I think they're integrating some kind of software in there that will track your heartbeat. So if you're running, it'll pulse to your heartbeat and things like that.
That's kind of cool.
They're awesome. Now, granted, it's not LEDs that light it, so you won't be able to change the color of them. So if you pick, I think the 3 starter colors you could choose from are red, blue, and green. And I got to go for green. It's my color. But Yeah, I cannot wait to have them and just literally illuminate every room I'm in when I play music or whatever it may be. So I'm pumped about those. I think the last update I got from them was they're on track to ship within at the end of the summer. So hopefully I'll have those soon, and I'll share them with you. I'll share a video or something. But in terms of things that I'm interested in buying, man, I'm interested in the Oculus Rift. You know, like Kevin needs a PlayStation 4. I need an Xbox One. But I'm interested in some the piece of tech that is, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's the stylist for, this is the art kit in me, the stylist and ruler for iPads that's built by Adobe. I think it's like ink and ruler or something like that, but it's a pressure sensitive pinpoint drawing thing that has access to all of your cloud drawings, so you can like load them to your tablet or push them to your screen on your machine, and it just looks cool. I want to try one out. Who knows if I'll buy one or not, but it looks interesting. I like being able to draw on my iPad and tablet. So and that might be the next thing I pick up. We'll see. And the ruler like lets you draw straight lines on a tablet because that's impossible otherwise. So yeah, I think that's the next thing I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I want that Oculus or Morpheus as well. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Speaking, this is again side tangent. This is our off-topic section. Have you guys heard of the Morpheus game called Rigs that's being made by Guerrilla Games? Did you guys hear about this from E3?
No. I mean, I heard a couple of different ones, like one you're in the kitchen and you get stabbed at the end.
Oh, yep. I heard about
like
that.
all sorts of ones, but tell us more.
So Rigs is it's a game built specifically for VR, and it's made by Guerrilla Games, so the same studio who just showed off Horizon, as well as they make all the Killzones. It is a 3-on-3 mech sport game. So there's shooting, there's running around, but there's also like arena objectives. And like in the video I saw, this guy like jumps through a hoop and he gets points. And another guy tries to jump through the same hoop and gets shot and killed, so they don't get those bonus points. But the way it was like narrated and shown felt like there's announcers, casting the game, and the way the guys are moving is they're using the VR to look around, but they're doing other things with the mech arms, and so it just looked like a mix between first-person shooter and like a basketball or a FIFA type of game. And it's supposed to be set 50 years in the future. And you'll go to different arenas that are all over the globe. So you'll go visit like Costa Rica and see what 50-year Costa Rica they envision it to look like and things like that. But it sounded cool. It made me interested in wanting to check out more about that game and what people, I guess, have been talking about first-person shooters are a little too chaotic for people to play, use VR for. And everything I saw and read about this is people are like, Riggs is awesome. I want Morpheus now. So yeah, it looks cool. I'm interested in it. I need them to come out. Give us the product and, don't require us to, or maybe there are games that require you to have it, but that's fine. Let's do it. We need a next step.
Did they release a price point for these kinds of things?
I don't think they have yet.
Yeah, because I'm sure it would still be like
$1,000.
Yeah,
maybe.
And, that's just like not in the budget.
You can just you can donate sperm or plasma.
There you go.
That'd be a lot of plasma and sperm.
Yeah, I think if I recall, I think Oculus was shooting for like a 200 to 300 price range. But again, I can't confirm that. That's just what I remember reading, and who knows if that information, how legit that is. But Yeah. I need it to be here now. I want to try it out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely same here. I've been looking forward to VR for a long time, ever since, I was a kid.
Do you remember Virtual Boy?
I remember Virtual Boy. I mean, not that I ever used it, but, I was watching on TV and
You're like, oh, I want that.
stuff. Yeah, it's
Give it to me. Give me that Virtual Boy.
That's exactly what he was thinking when he was like 3 years old.
Give me that Virtual Boy. Give it to me. All right, guys. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for this week's episode of So Much Hype. Guys, let us know what fancy tech device you want will be your next purchase. And, yeah, like I said, you got to go check out our other episodes at the end to figure out how you can win all these free games. And then we'll start adding more, because I'm not adding more. I have some, but I'm not adding any more until someone wins the So Much Hype first bundle.
well, do they really win it?
Yes, they do.
They make it to the end of the podcast.
They made it to the end of the podcast. That's a challenge. Listening to us talk for 30 minutes or an hour or however long we talk for, they definitely deserve a win. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode. Look forward to having our next episode next week. So, again, post your questions or topics for us to cover next week, and we'll see you then. Later, guys.
Keep it classy.
Is it really episode 4?
Yeah, because the one with Mike Dean was episode 3.
God, you're right. Okay. Charles, or Charlie. I'll get it right one of these times. And Kevin.
Isn't it pronounced Kevon?
Kevon. Kevin, I can't even hear you. Are you there?